Hello, everyone. How are you today? I'm super excited to be here on such a great topic. Everybody wants to know, why do you need to be in a calorie deficiency or deficient? That depends how you're asking that. So anyway, I want to say hello. I am Yvonne Stanton. I'm a fitness, nutrition, and mindset coach, and for women. And I love helping you learn and educate yourself and love your body, still eating the foods you love, right? Don't we all want to not feel like we can't eat something we really want to have? And you can do that, but you need to understand that there is a process to be able to do that in the long term when we want to lose weight. All right. So hello, and I'm so excited to be here. So if you are there, say hello. I'm here for you. I saw somebody jump on and then you've jumped off. So I'm just going to grab my phone because I can't see. If you're there, say hello. This is a great topic. And when I'm coaching my one-on-one clients, we talk about this often because when we want to lose weight, right, we're at a certain size and we need to be able to lose the weight. So how is that done? I said this in a prior post. It takes 3,500. So fat, okay, let me just go backwards. Okay, so the first thing you need to understand is that 1 pound, it always comes down to the 1 pounds over kilojoules, just so you know. Okay, so I need to talk in pounds. So the 1 pound of fat is made up of 3,500 extra calories. Therefore, in order to lose 1 pound of fat, you need to create a caloric deficient of 3,500 calories. For example, if you want to lose 1 pound, 1 week, that's 3,500, right? In 7 days equals 500. So you need to be in a negative of 500 calories per week. Does that make sense? Are you there? Are you getting this? Oh, where's my phone? So I can see because I am on. Hi, who is that? Who's there with me? Share. I'm just going on right now to see if I can see it in on my phone, because sometimes I can't see it. So if you're there, say hello, tell me your name. Hey, Julie, how are you? Lovely. Great to see you. So Julie, this is a great opportunity to watch this because you're going to get more when you join over in the membership group as well. Okay. Because this stuff is sometimes complicated and it's really challenging doing all this stuff on your own. So, so going back to understanding how we burn and lose the weight, has to be in deficient. You have to be deficient. You have to be going backwards from the calories you're currently eating. And I have to also then encourage you to know that everyone is at a different ratio of calories depending on what you're outputting, right? So it depends what you do. If you are somebody that sits all day, right, and you're not doing this is no exercise included. This is just knowing where your body is, right? So doing nothing and what is your job is super important to sort of figure out where you think you should be, right? How many calories you should be eating and what you're eating. And that's where the minus comes in for the week. Makes sense? And I'm just going to keep rolling on this. Okay. So this is really important so that you can understand and start educating yourself. You have to be in a calorie deficiency. So if you want to base it on, right, on say that you sit all day, so you're not moving, your calories to just survive as a female, I'm going to say a female, probably a slenderish medium build, let's say a medium build. So, that would be, I think we all kind of know, but you're probably about 5. Sorry, I always talk in inches. So that would be like somebody about 5'5" is probably a normal height, you know, and probably weighing 60 pounds, 60 kilos, which would be, oh, I can't even think. I'm so backwards. I know both, so my head spins out of it. Anyway, so you sort of know a medium build. You know someone that's smaller, then we got a medium build, and then we have someone that's a little bit larger, right? So medium build, you're going to be sitting probably anywhere, you know, 1,500. Sorry, if you're just surviving to survive, you're probably, you know, you're probably around that 13 to 1,400 probably to just get up, right? That's just what you need to eat to be alive. And then we have to think about, okay, what kind of job do we have? And so if it's somebody that sits all day, so you're not doing as much, you know, maybe you get up, you have some stairs in your house, or you don't have some stairs. This is no kids yet. So we're just talking to somebody that just, you know, is on her own, no other responsibilities to be running around with. She gets up, you get in your car, you're going to work. You know, you're not moving much, right? You're just getting in the car, then you walk into work, you're getting in the parking lot, you go into work, you're sitting down, you get up, you have your coffee, and then you go back, and then you get up, you have lunch, get back in your car, you might then go to the grocery store, then you get your food, and then you're going home, you park the car, you undress, blah, 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 and you have dinner. Okay. You kind of picture that person, you see that person, who that person is. Maybe it's you. Maybe that's like how your life is looking. Well, you're definitely going to be eating, you know, you're probably eating more than 1,400 calories, aren't you? 14 to 1,500 calories. That is just what is. So then that's where you need to be thinking, okay, how many calories should I be eating? And then you need to back off, right? And you have to come back. And there's a fine line of how much. And here's the other thing of just doing calories. So if you're just doing calories and you're not doing any exercise or any inputting of energy anywhere else for that 3,500, remember, 3,500 calories is 1 pound, which is 2.2 kilos. Okay. So let me just make sure my math is right on that one, because I'm used to the other way. So so it's the other way. So it's divided. So if it's, it'd be 0.5 kilos, sort of. Okay. Just so you see, it's the minus. When you're looking at pounds, you times your weight by 2.2. So if you weigh 60 kilos times 2.2, that's 132 pounds. All right. So that gives you an idea. So going back to, you know, you're eating at such and such, and you need to be in a deficit, going back to, let's call her Julie, only because the name just came up. No, it's not for you, Julie. Just your name's there and it just came into my head. Let's call this person, I'll call her Mary. Okay, so Mary goes to job, she comes home and she wants to lose, you know, 10 kilos. And if it's more than that, that's fine too, right? So we can say 20 kilos, doesn't matter. It's going to take a long time, okay, if you're only doing calories. Because let's face it, things happen. You go out for dinner, you have too many glasses of wine. Like, that is so religious and so difficult. It will happen over time. Don't get me wrong. Long as you're being a lot more in deficiency than not being in deficiency, you will lose the weight, but it's going to take a long time, And you're going to feel it. You're going to feel like, is it ever going to come off? And then you're always just kind of looking, you know, when's the weight going to come off? And it can be really, really exhausting. But when we start to add in some exercise, okay, and more movement, we're doing more for our body, which is then burning also helping some of those calories, you know, come off. So it's really, really important to be doing both. To stay in a negative calorie deficient day takes work and effort. Even if you're only wanting to drop 2 kilos, it can take It can take you 2 months to lose that when you do it in a sustainable way. Okay. And if it means for you a sustainable way is that you're being really good, but you also know that sometimes you're going to have a little bit extra through the week, but you stay consistent in those weeks, you're still going to eventually see the difference, especially if you're doing the exercise. You're doing a bit of 30 minutes of cardio. You are, maybe you're adding in some yoga, doing some walking of the dogs, doing a little bit of extra, getting out and moving. Our body needs movement anyway. It will come off and you will start feeling it sometimes before you see it. And this happens a lot with clients. And I know even for me, I can always feel when I'm starting to, get back on track, because I fluctuate always about 2 kilos. Always. It's never perfect. You're never at that perfect weight all the time. It doesn't exist, ladies. Okay. I'm just telling you that right now. Don't think you're going to hit that weight and you think, I know what I'm doing and it's going to stay there. It doesn't work like that. You're just going to know what to do to get it off. And you will never let it get past a certain number for you, whatever that makes you feel comfortable to I know 1 to 2 kilos. That's it for me though. Like I don't go past that ever. All right. Because life happens and we need to have that little bit of, like everything in life. You can't be that religious thinking it's like your hair. Sometimes you have a good haircut. Sometimes you don't have a good haircut, but it grows and then you get to start all over. Right. So I want you to get outside the box of how you look at when you want to lose weight. There has to be a bit of joy. There has to be learning. You need to be going, I'm moving forward every day in this process because you did not put it on. The weight that you put on did not just pop on in one day. It didn't pop on in probably even 1 month. It's been a continuous effort that you just kept ignoring and just kept eating and drinking and eating and drinking and eating and drinking. And then all of a sudden you are where you are. And it could be some stress in there and a whole bunch of other things that have happened, but the signs were there, but you didn't want to look at them. So now we are looking at them and we want to feel better about ourselves and learn how to do this. Okay. So you must be in a calorie deficient diet. Must. And I would say normally it doesn't matter the kinds of food you're eating, but most of you ladies are at an age where it does matter because it will cause disease if we're eating the wrong foods, saturated foods, hamburgers. You won't feel as good. You feel that swollenness. You can get away with more of that in your younger years, but now we want to make sure we are our skin's looking good. We feel good. You're not feeling bloated from the foods you're eating. It's really important to find what works for you. And this is the next process, right? And this is the stuff that is super important. It's super important finding the cardio that you enjoy so that you want to go out and do it. Even when you don't feel like going out to do it, at least when you start, you go, this is great. All right. Does that make sense? Really, really important that we get to a point that we know is the right choice. It's like doing it on your own. You never know what's working, do you? When you have someone that's been there and is holding your hand, and guiding you along that way, you feel and you trust that process. So I'm here to share that I get where you are and I did it a lot on my own, but I'm also been doing it for a lot longer. And that's why I got myself extremely educated and, why I do now. I get the whole body. And then we've got hormones that are a whole other ball game in this weight loss, right? There's so many different avenues. And stress is a really big one too, because when you are in stress mode, which is fight and flight, it can be more challenging to lose weight. So then we got to go into the mindset, right? Working on our mind, unpacking that backpack. There are so many things that go into what is the weight? What is the weight that you're carrying? Which is a whole other ballgame. All right. So, okay, let me just continue on why we have to be in a deficiency. Yeah, I would just always be thinking about that we need to be adding in some exercise and doing something 4 days a week minimum. I know I used to say 3, but you know what? It doesn't work. You need 4. When you are starting out and creating new habits, you need to be doing a minimum of 4 days to see the results that you want to see, to start feeling better. And I'm not saying that you can't lose a kilo in a week, but the ones sometimes that do that fast, it's not sustainable. So sometimes they lose it, but then it comes a little bit back on, or then they don't lose anything for a while because it was quick and now their body's just fluctuating a little bit. Okay. Anybody, let me just see if there's any questions down there. Anybody have some questions? Just going back into the group. So hopefully you're understanding this and getting a clearer picture of why we need to be calorie deficient. And I'm trying to remember, Julie, I don't think you needed to lose weight. I think yours was the opposite of putting on weight. I know we chatted about this a little while ago. Yeah, so I would recommend, Julie, jumping on that call with me so we can sort of figure out, or I'm just reading our text from before. Yeah, the wine. Yeah, gotcha. All right. So it's always about what we're eating to be healthier and to allow, not missing meals. Guys, stop missing meals to count. So this is what happens when people want to be in a calorie deficiency. They want to skip meals. And all you're doing is then back in that yo-yo dieting, right? So it's not what I recommend. But at the end of the day, if it sees some wins in the beginning, that's okay, but it won't continue. It won't be sustainable because your body's then back in that in starvation mode. The more you eat and your body knows it's being fed, it's going to work with you. Okay. It's very, very smart, our body. It knows everything. It wants to be on a schedule. It loves being on a schedule. It's like a dog. Do you have a dog? My dog, she knows what time she gets fed. She's like looking at me like, Mom, I'm ready. Come on. Or her walk, she likes to go out. We take her in the morning to go the loo, and we take her out, before it gets too dark, and she waits at the door. The other day I was like, Sasha. All right. Our body is exactly the same. It wants to know it's being fed on a regular basis on a certain time. So if you're 3 meals a day or 4, when you're feeling that hunger, right? And so hopefully that you're getting in tuned with the best suggestion I recommend for the calorie deficiency is start with writing everything down that you're eating. It's going to give you an idea where the food is going to. You don't know if you don't write it down. Right. Well, to eat more. Okay, great question. Great question. Is that you, Julie? Let me just go back to the Facebook group. Yeah. So, Julie, unfortunately, when we eat more, and if it depends, you want to eat more to tone, but scared of putting on weight. If you start eating more and start doing weight training, you're probably going to be okay. But again, it's sort of a bit more of a conversation with you to know where you're at. Because if you eat more than what you're normally eating, you are going to put on weight. That's a fact, right? Because you're putting in more energy than you normally do. So you need to have a plan in action of what you want to achieve, what you want to look like, what is the body you want to have. Then you need to plan out your nutrition. Okay, so you work backwards. When you're a thin person or a skinny person, you want to have more tone and definition. You want to feel more secure in your body, right? So as we build muscle, we feel good, right? Because you're toned. And when we don't have any tone, we can still feel flabby, right? We're still flabby. So we need to be increasing. When you start to exercise, you're going to feel hungry. You might need to increase your appetite so that it can support your energy long term, depending on if you haven't been eating enough calories, right? So if you're wanting to put on weight, then and tone, you may need to eat a bit more. But I would definitely, like I said, if you want to join that membership, I'll be able to help you a little bit more in there. And just the last thing about the membership group, guys, I just think it's going to be really great for a lot of you because it's in that perfect weight of, wanting to lose. You want to lose anywhere from 2 to 10 kilos, no more than that. It's not going to be enough for you, but 1 to 10, maybe even 1 to 8, you're going to learn the skills. You're going to understand. It's not as big of a thing because when we have 30, 20 and up kilos or pounds on, there's a lot more stuff that goes entail with it. And you're not going to get that kind of coaching from me. All right. That's the next program up. So it's really going to give you enough to start understanding what's happening. I can answer questions on our Q&As. There's 2 live trainings with me every month. You're going to have a great community in there. It's going to be great. So I recommend, Julie, it would be perfect for you. And I know there's a few other people that I've been chatting with. Once you get in there, it's going to help you with some of these things. And you're very welcome, Julie. You've got that calendar link if you do want to have a quick chat. So please feel free. Anyway, have a great day, ladies. I hope this is giving you some information about how to lose weight and the best options for yourself, and looking where you are and what you haven't been doing, because you can't keep blaming something if you're not taking action. You must change. Life is about change. We must change. Okay. So have a great Thursday. Feels like Friday today. I don't know why, but it does. I just want to say thanks, everybody. And I think everybody's been sent a message from my virtual assistant. My assistant, Jen, has sent a message for me. If you are, this group is going to kind of stay here, but eventually it's probably going to disappear because I've created a new group. So if you got the link and you still want to hear lots of these great monthly, weekly teachings for you and what's happening, around in all my stuff, then you definitely want to join the other group. Okay. So have a great Thursday. Have a great day. Let me know below that you've got some good tips from today about being in calorie deficit and why you need to do it in order to lose weight. You must be in calorie deficient to lose weight. But don't go do the fad diets. You've already done that. You've already Googled all that. Again, jump into the monthly membership. Start feeling supported, and you won't let your mind go like over there, right? When you don't know and you're not trusting the process because you're doing it all by yourself, you just keep going and looking and thinking, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do some intermittent fasting. I'm going to miss my breakfast. I'm going to, I'm going to go and be gluten-free again, whatever that is, because that is just the stuff that you're doing because you're not seeing the results because you don't know what you're doing. Okay. We need to eat food, have fun with it, have the glass of wine, just learn more about nutrition. Okay. Have a great day, ladies. See ya.